Hello everyone. So in equilibria, we have been discussing the equilibrium in physical processes. That is the phase transformation of solid liquid, liquid gas and solid gas, and also the dissolution of solids and solids and gases in liquids. And we have seen, we have summed up what are the constants in all these processes. Now we will see some general characteristics of equilibria which is involved in physical processes. Okay. Now we will see the first one is, as I told you, that the equilibrium is possible only in closed vessels. That is why we, in all the cases in the phase transformations and all, we have taken a closed container as a system and then we have done the equilibria. Okay. So that is, the equilibrium is possible in closed vessel. Now second is, this also we have discussed, that is both opposing processes occur at same rate and it is dynamic but also stable. Now what do you mean by that? Both opposing process means what? In the case of liquid and gas equilibria, we told that the rate of evaporation is equal to the rate of condensation, isn't it? So in that case, both opposing forces, because two are opposing, one is from the liquid state to the gaseous state and second is from the gaseous state to the liquid state. So both are opposing, but that opposing processes takes place simultaneously or at the same rate. Same rate means the same speed. How much speed the liquid is getting into the gas or the gaseous state, at that much speed the gaseous molecule is coming back into the liquid state. That is why we can say, or we will write it as a reversible reaction, isn't it? The forward and the backward arrows are there. Correct? Okay. So that is, and as I told you, the equilibrium is not a static one, but it is a dynamic one. Isn't it? That is, at the surface, at the point of interface between the liquid and the gas, a lot of activities are taking place. Both conversions, opposing forces, same rate, isn't it? So condensation and evaporation. So everything is happening. So it is a dynamic equilibrium. But even though it is a dynamic equilibrium, it is a stable equilibrium. Okay, then only the rate of reactions are same. Now the third is, all measurable properties of a system remains constant. So when we are doing that, we have made it at standard temperature and pressure, isn't it? So all the measurable properties remains constant, but when it attains equilibrium, this is before the equilibrium, all we will make it as a constant, but at equilibrium or equilibrium, when the equilibrium is attained, it is characterized by the constant value of one of the parameters at given temperature. That also we have seen. That means one value. That is, measurable properties in the value constant. For example, in the case of solid liquid equilibria, what happens? The melting point remains constant. The melting point remains constant at constant pressure, isn't it? So at constant temperature, at a given temperature, the pressure we made it as 1 bar pressure. Or in the case of dissolution of solid in liquids, we have taken it as solubility as a constant, isn't it? Or in gas and liquid, we have taken it as vapor pressure as a constant. So in all these cases where equilibrium is attained, one of the parameters is being a constant at a given temperature, that we have seen. And now the last is, the magnitude indicates the extent of the reaction which, the magnitude or the value indicates where the extent of reaction proceeds. Whether it is reactant is proceeding to the forward reaction or whether the reaction is proceeding to the backward reaction before reaching equilibrium. The value depends on the extent by which the reaction proceeds in which direction. Is the reaction is going on the forward direction or is the reaction going on the backward reaction? So all the magnitude will tells us before attaining the equilibrium. Once the equilibrium is attained, there is a constant value. Isn't it? So the value will show, if a value is given, that shows that how much the reaction is proceeding to which direction, that it is shown. So these are the characteristics of equilibrium. There is a general characteristics of equilibrium in a physical processes. So hope you have understood the equilibrium involved in the physical process. Clear? Okay. Now we will see the equilibrium in chemical processes. As you know, equilibrium reactions are mainly both for physical processes as well as in chemical reactions. That is what we told in the first session, that when a chemical reaction happens, we know that the reactants are converted into product, isn't it? And we have written it as a reactant. Okay, reactant is converting into product, and at equilibrium the concentration of the reactant must be equal to the concentration of the product. That's what we have discussed. And this reaction, the chemical equilibrium, is also a dynamic one, isn't it? That means we said at the initial stage where the reactants are full there, what happens? The concentration of the reaction is very, very high. And at that particular time, the concentration of product is nil because the reactants are yet to react and get into product. But after a time t, or when the time goes on, the concentration of the reactant slowly decreases, thereby the concentration of the product increases, and a stage of equilibrium is reached when the concentration of the reactant is equal to the concentration of the product. So there we will say a dynamic equilibrium is established. Okay. So in the case, for example, if a reactant converts into products, that is A plus B giving C plus D. Okay, or A plus B giving C plus D in an equilibrium, or in an equilibrium, what happens? First we have the reactant A plus B. So at the initial stage what happens? There is reactants only. Now after some time what happens? The concentration of the reactant slowly decreases. And what happens? Then the concentration of product will slowly increases. And an equilibrium is reached when both the concentrations are equal. Got it? When both the concentrations are equal. So it means that the rate of forward reaction, for example, see the rate of forward reaction, see the rate of, equilibrium means like this, reversible. The rate of forward reaction will be equal to the rate of backward reaction. So then only you can say that the equilibrium is established. Correct. Then only you can say that the equilibrium is established in a chemical equilibrium. So rate of forward reaction must be equal to the rate of backward reaction. Okay. Now we will see an equilibrium expression. How you will write an equilibrium expression. So chemical equilibrium is very, very easy. So a chemical equilibrium, we can write a chemical equilibrium expression as, for example, the case of A plus B giving C plus D, Kc, that means so many scientists has investigated or done an R&D on this equilibrium and found all the reversible reactions, that is mainly reversible reactions undergoes equilibrium, right? So mainly on the basis of this reversible reactions, they made a conclusion that there can be an equilibrium expression like A plus B giving C plus D in a general formula. We can write Kc is equal to concentration of C into concentration of D by concentration of A into concentration of B, which means that the concentration of the product divided by the concentration of the reactant. See, an expression was introduced by scientists. So, where Kc is equal to equilibrium constant. What is it? Kc is equal to equilibrium constant, and this, what is this? See, this symbol is for concentration. This symbol, that bracket is for concentration. So the concentration of product, what is the product? C and D. So the product of the concentration of the product means into product of the concentration of the product, that is C into the concentration of D divided by the concentration of A, the product of the reactants, the concentration of A into concentration of B. So this was the equilibrium constant expression. And what is Kc? Kc you call it as an equilibrium constant. Okay, and this on the right hand side is called as the equilibrium constant expression. Equilibrium constant expression. This full is called as an equilibrium expression. So what is Kc? Kc is called as an equilibrium constant. So is it clear how you will write an equilibrium expression or a concentration expression? That is Kc is equal to the product of the concentration of the product divided by the product of the concentration of the reactant. So they have made a expression for that. Now how you will check it out? So experiments are again done with the example for H2 plus I2 giving 2HI. So this they have proposed an expression, or they have derived an expression for calculating the equilibrium constant for a reaction, for a general reaction. That is the concentration of this by concentration of the reactants. Concentration of the product divided by concentration of the reactants. And now what they did, they have done several experiments in several reactions which are reversible in nature, in which the equilibrium is there. Now the first reaction they carried out is a simple reaction, that is in the reaction H2 plus I2 giving 2HI. So they have worked this equilibrium constant expression in this reaction. You know, hydrogen plus iodine giving hydrogen iodide. And they made so much permutations and combinations they have done by taking 1 mole of hydrogen chloride, 1 mole of H2 plus 1 mole of iodine will give you 2 mole of HI. And they have given this in the expression which we are studied, or they made. What is that? Kc is equal to concentration of the product divided by concentration of the reactant. They have applied this in the equilibrium expression. But when they have done all these experiments, it was experimentally found that we know that whatever be the reaction, the equilibrium constant must be a constant. Its values cannot vary, isn't it? In the equilibrium condition, when a reaction is at equilibrium, that equilibrium constant must be a constant, because you know the concentration of the reactant must be equal to the concentration of product, isn't it? So when that used as a concept or a funda, all these on the basis of the experimental observations, it has come to a conclusion, very important, it has come to a conclusion that in the case of this example, or in the case of this reaction, Kc is found to be true. Kc is found to be true. When the concentration has come, that is the Hi raised to 2. That means, I will explain, by the concentration of H2 into concentration of I2. So this particular reaction comes to be real or good in terms of the equilibrium constant. Which means what? Which means, see, what is this 2 represents? 2 represents raised to the power of what? Of the stoichiometric coefficient. So you got it? So a new relation comes, or a relation comes in such a way that in a well-balanced chemical equation, how will you find out the equilibrium constant? The equilibrium constant can be found out by the product of the concentration of the product raised to the stoichiometric coefficient. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? എത്രയാണോ coefficient അതിനെ power ആയിട്ട് കൊടുക്കുക. If it is 3, it is 3. If it is 1, it is 1. Okay, ഇവിടെ 1 ആണ്. Stoichiometric coefficient means what? First chapter പഠിച്ചതാണ്. ഒന്നുമില്ലെങ്കിൽ default is 1. So അതുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ raised to 1 is safe. So in an equilibrium constant, it can be defined as the product of the concentration of the products raised to the stoichiometric coefficient divided by the product of the reactant raised to the stoichiometric coefficient, which means here it is only 1 and 1 raised to the stoichiometric coefficient, then you can find the equilibrium constant. Correct? And that is called as the law of chemical equilibrium. Or you can define the law of chemical equilibrium as at a given temperature. This is done at a given temperature. All the reactions are taking place at a given particular temperature. So at a given temperature, what will happen? The product of the concentration of the products raised to the respective stoichiometric coefficient. Correct? In the balanced chemical equation divided by the product of their concentration of the reactants raised to their individual stoichiometric coefficient has got a constant value, and that constant value is nothing which is called as what? Which is called as equilibrium constant, and this is called as law of equilibrium, or you can have in your own words, isn't it? The law of equilibrium means in a well balanced chemical equation, the product of the concentration of the product raised to the respective stoichiometric coefficient divided by the product of their concentration of reactants raised to their respective stoichiometric coefficient will be a constant. And what is that constant? It is called as equilibrium constant. Clear? It is called as equilibrium constant. So this is how the law of equilibrium states. So based on so many experimentations, at last they have found that this is the correct term in which an equilibrium constant is proved. Correct. So you have to first make sure that the equation is a well balanced equation. Then why? Because the stoichiometry is very, very important. Because you have to raise the power of stoichiometry in the equilibrium equation. Correct. Got it? Okay. I will give you now an example as for NH3, we will write the equilibrium concentration. Okay, we will write the equilibrium concentration. That is, or otherwise I will give a general expression. For example, stoichiometry expression A plus B giving C plus D. Okay, where the small a, small b, small c and small d are the stoichiometric coefficient. You will പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ അപ്പോൾ എങ്ങനെ എഴുതും? How will you write Kc? നമ്മൾ എങ്ങനെ Kc എഴുതാം? Kc is equal to the concentration of the product raised to the stoichiometric power, that means raised to small c, into the concentration of the product D raised to the stoichiometric power divided by what is it? The product of the reactant raised to the individual stoichiometry into the product of B reactant raised to the individual stoichiometry. See? So this is the general case or a general expression, generic expression for a reaction, and how to find out the equilibrium constant. So A plus B equilibrium giving C plus D. We can find the equilibrium constant Kc as concentration of C raised to C into concentration of D raised to D by concentration of A raised to A into concentration of B raised to D. Or an example I will give you. Please write it. 4NH3 plus 5O2. 4NH3 plus 5O2 gives 4NO equilibrium. No, it is reversible. 4NO plus 6H2O. So please write what is Kc. Kc എങ്ങനെ എഴുതും? Write it. ആദ്യം product raised to the stoichiometric coefficient. So you can write the concentration of NO raised to 4, correct, into concentration of H2O raised to 6 divided by NH3. Reactant concentration of NH3 raised to its stoichiometry again 4 into the concentration of oxygen raised to 5. Okay, simple. Stoichiometry endano adu power ആയിട്ട് കൊടുക്കുക concentration. That's all. Okay, so this is how you write the equilibrium constant. ശരിയല്ലേ? എളുപ്പമാണ്. This is how you are going to equilibrium constant. Okay, ഇനി നമുക്ക് അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു? Kc is equal to നമ്മൾ stoichiometric coefficient വെച്ചിട്ട് നമ്മൾ അത് ചെയ്യും. Correct? So now we will see what happens when an equation is reversed. When an equation is reversed. ഞാനപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ആദ്യം ഒന്നും കൂടി എഴുതാം. A simple reaction H2 plus I2 reversibly giving 2HI. ആണല്ലോ? Correct. Now write what is Kc. Kc is equal to product concentration of HI stoichiometry raised to the power divided by concentration of H2 into concentration of I2. ശരിയല്ലേ? ആണല്ലോ. ഓക്കെ, ഇതിനെ നമ്മൾ ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ വേണമെന്നില്ല, ഇതിനെല്ലാം കൂടെ നമ്മൾ Kc is equal to നമ്മൾ x എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു വെച്ചോളൂ. x just say. Now what happens? Now we are dealing with the reversible. That is, if this reaction is reversed, that is 2HI giving H2 into I2. ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു റിവേഴ്സിബിൾ ആണെങ്കിൽ, if this is reversed, നമ്മൾ Kc എങ്ങനെ എഴുതും? Kc is equal to concentration of H2 into concentration of I2 divided by concentration of HI the whole square. ശരിയല്ലേ? ആണല്ലോ. സോ നമ്മൾ ഇതിനെ K' എന്ന് പറയും. എന്നുവെച്ചാൽ ഇത് Kc, ഇത് K'. Just to have a make sure that it is different. That's all. So K' എനിക്ക് എന്ത് എഴുതാൻ പറ്റും? I can write K' is equal to 1 by x. പറഞ്ഞൂടെ? പറയാലോ. Or I can say K' is equal to R and x. X is Kc. So K' is equal to 1 by Kc. ശരിയല്ലേ? അതായത് K' ഇപ്പം when the reaction is reversed, എന്ത് പറ്റും? The that equilibrium constant will be the reverse of the first thing. അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ. ശരിയല്ലേ? K' is 1 by x or K' എന്താണ്? 1 by Kc. ശരിയല്ലേ? So this is again very important. അപ്പം when equilibrium constant for a reverse is the inverse of the equilibrium constant in the forward direction. ഇപ്പം this is the forward direction ആണെങ്കിൽ ഇത് backward direction ആണ്. ശരിയല്ലേ? അപ്പം equilibrium constant എന്താണ്? ഇതിന്റെ equilibrium constant എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇതിന്റെ equilibrium constantന്റെ inverse ആയിരിക്കും. That is Kc raised to -1. പറയാലോ, നിങ്ങൾ മാത്സ് പഠിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളതല്ലേ? Kc raised to -1. Okay, that is the inverse of the equilibrium constant of the forward reaction. So അത് അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാം. ഇനി അതല്ല, there is again a possibility that നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു കോമൺ ഫാക്ടർ കൊണ്ട് മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്തിരിക്കട്ടെ. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ നമുക്കറിയാം 1 mole will give you 2 moles. അപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയും മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? വെരി സിമ്പിൾ. Now if you want to calculate 1 mole of HI, okay, how will you calculate it? See, if I want 1 mole of HI, what will I do? To take half a mole of hydrogen plus half a mole of iodine will give you 1 mole of HI. ശരിയല്ലേ? Correct. കാരണം 2 moles of HI ക്ക് 1 mole of H2 plus I2 വരണം. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് 1 mole of HI ക്ക് half a mole മതി. Correct. Now what happens? Write the Kc. What is Kc? Kc is equal to the concentration of the product HI divided by concentration of the reactant raised to the stoichiometry. ഇവിടെ stoichiometry ഇല്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ടാണ് 1. Same. And concentration of iodine raised to half. നോക്കി ശരിയല്ലേ? അതായത് HI യും half. ഇതിനെ നമുക്ക് this is K2'C. നമുക്ക് വേറൊരെണ്ണമാണ്. കാരണം ഇതിനെ what is this? If any common factor is getting multiplied by whole equation, നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ എന്താണ് 2 കൊണ്ട് ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്തു. ശരിയല്ലേ? ഈ ഒരു ഇക്വേഷനെ 2 കൊണ്ട് ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്താൽ എന്ത് കിട്ടും? H2 plus I2 giving 2HI. 2 കൊണ്ട് ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ 1/2 1/2 1. ശരിയല്ലേ? മനസ്സിലായോ? 2 കൊണ്ട് ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്തു. അപ്പോഴാണ് നമുക്ക് ഈ ഇക്വേഷൻ കിട്ടുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഇക്വേഷന്റെ Kc നമ്മൾ എഴുതി. അതിനെ K2'C എന്ന് പറയുകയാണ്. So what is that? HI by H2 raised to half and I2 raised to half. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ എന്താണ്? ഇതിനെ നമ്മൾ that is equal to HI. നമ്മുടെ നേരത്തെ ഇക്വേഷൻ എന്തായിരുന്നു? HI raised to this by concentration of H2 into concentration of I2 ആയിരുന്നു Kc. ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചേ, ഇതായിരുന്നു Kc. Now how will you relate this K2'C and Kc? അതാണ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. How will you relate this K2'C by Kc? നമ്മൾ K'(C) നമ്മൾ relate ചെയ്തു as 1 by Kc if the equation is reversed. Correct. Equation reverse ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ആ Kc എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പുതിയ K'(C) എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് Kcയുടെ K'(C) is inverse of Kc ആയിരിക്കും. നമ്മൾ കണ്ടു. ഇത് ഒരു കോമൺ ഫാക്ടർ വെച്ച് നമ്മൾ മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ we will get a new Kc, K2-C. So how will you relate this K2-C with the Kc? നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം? ഇത് കിട്ടണമെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം? ഇതിനെ ഹോൾ ഇൻറ്റു 1/2 ചെയ്താൽ പോരെ? നോക്കി, സ്ക്വയർ എടുത്താൽ പോരെ? സ്ക്വയർ എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ എന്ത് പറ്റും? hi raised to 2 into 1/2. അപ്പോൾ എന്ത് കിട്ടും? hi കിട്ടും. hi കിട്ടിയില്ലേ? ഇവിടെ നോക്കൂ, hi divided by hi raised to half into I2 raised to half. Okay, ഇതിന്റെ സ്ക്വയർ റൂട്ട് എടുത്തപ്പോൾ raised to the power half എടുത്തപ്പോൾ ഇതിന്റെ നമ്മുടെ kc, നമ്മുടെ ആദ്യത്തെ ഇക്വേഷൻ kc, ഓക്കേ, the basic equation kc ലോട്ട് മാറ്റിയപ്പോഴത്തേക്കും നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെ വന്നു? ഈ kc യുടെ സ്ക്വയർ എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ you will get K2-C. correct, isn't it? kc യുടെ സ്ക്വയർ എടുത്തപ്പോൾ you will get K2-C. so I can write K2-C is equal to kc raised to half or square root of kc. okay, so ഈ മൂന്ന് എന്താ പറയാ പോസിബിലിറ്റീസും നിങ്ങൾ പഠിച്ചിരിക്കണം. okay, how will you convert? if a reaction is inverse, how it will connect with the main equation, or when a common factor is getting multiplied by the whole equation, how that comes the kc and the K2-C gets connected. ഈ മൂന്നെണ്ണം you have to, അത് നമുക്ക് ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ ഒരു കോളം, ഒരു ടേബിൾ തന്നെ ഉണ്ട്. just the table number 7.4, relation between equilibrium constant for a general reaction and its multiple. just go through it, അത് വരച്ച് എഴുതി പഠിക്കുക കേട്ടോ. ഒന്നുമില്ല, നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ തന്നെയാണ്. a plus b ജനറൽ ആയിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുകയാണ്. a plus b giving c plus d യിൽ kc എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇക്വിലിബ്രിയം കോൺസ്റ്റന്റ് ആണ്. തിരിച്ച് c plus d giving a plus b എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ റിവേഴ്സ് ചെയ്താൽ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് പറയാം? K-C is equal to 1/kc ഇൻവേഴ്സ്. നമ്മൾ കണ്ടു, HI കണ്ടു. നെക്സ്റ്റ് n moles of AA plus n moles of BB എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എല്ലാ ആ റിയാക്ഷനെ മുഴുവനും n കൊണ്ട് മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യാണ്, കോമൺ ഫാക്ടർ ഉണ്ട്. അങ്ങനെയാവുമ്പോൾ K2-C എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്തായിരിക്കും? kc raised to n. നമ്മൾ അതിന്റെ സ്ക്വയർ റൂട്ട് എടുക്കുക. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ 1/2 അല്ലേ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്തത്? 1/2 വെച്ചിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്തത്. അപ്പം അത് raised to 1/2. ഇവിടെ n ആണെങ്കിൽ raised to n. ഇത് കിട്ടിയോ നിങ്ങൾക്ക്? ഇല്ലേ? ഒന്നുകൂടെ ക്ലാരിഫൈ ചെയ്യാം. കാരണം ചിലർക്ക് ഞാനിങ്ങനെ പറയുമ്പോൾ ഓക്കെ, സി ജനറലി നമ്മൾ എഴുതുമ്പോൾ നമുക്കറിയാം a plus b giving c plus dd. ഇതാണ് നമ്മൾ h2 plus I2 giving 2HI നമ്മൾ ഇതൊക്കെ ചെയ്തത്. ഇനി അതൊരു ജനറൽ ഇക്വേഷൻ ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ കൺവേർട്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്കറിയാം ഇതിന്റെ kc എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് kc തന്നെയാണ്. നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുകയാണ്. kc എന്താണ്? c raised to c into d raised to d by a raised to a into b raised to b. അത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലായല്ലോ. ഇനി നമ്മൾ തിരിച്ചെഴുതുകയാണ്. c plus dd റിവേഴ്സിബിളി ഗിവിംഗ് a plus bb എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ യു ക്യാൻ സേ K-C. നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ h2 I2 കണ്ടു. എന്തായിരിക്കും? റിവേഴ്സ് ആയിരിക്കും. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് 1/kc or inverse kc raised to -1. കറക്റ്റ്. ഇനി n മോൾസ് കൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ ഇതിനെ എല്ലാം അങ്ങോട്ട് ഇൻറ്റു ചെയ്യാണ്. n into bb giving n into cc plus n into dd. എന്നുവെച്ചാൽ n ഫാക്ടർ കൊണ്ട് എല്ലാത്തിനെയും ഒരു കോമൺ ഫാക്ടർ കൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്താൽ എന്ത് കിട്ടും? ഇതിനെ നമ്മൾ K2-C എന്ന് വിളിച്ചാൽ, if you name it as K2-C, that is equal to kc raised to എത്രയാണോ നമ്മൾ ഇൻഡു ചെയ്യുന്നത്, എത്രയാണോ നമ്മൾ മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നത്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഏതൊരു ടേം ആണോ മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നത് അതുകൊണ്ട് എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? റേസ് ടു ദാറ്റ്. കാരണം ഹൈഡ്രജൻ ആൻഡ് അയഡിൻ നമ്മൾ 1/2 മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യും. സോ ദാറ്റ് kc റേസ് ടു 1/2. അപ്പൊ ഒരു ജനറലി നമ്മൾ n പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ദിസ് kc റേസ് ടു n. ദാറ്റ്സ് ഓൾ. എളുപ്പമായില്ലേ? സോ ദിസ് ഈസ് ഹൗ ദ ജനറൽ എക്സ്പ്രഷൻ between the equilibrium constant for reactions and its multiples. Okay, so that is about the kc, the dependence of the kc in a forward reaction, in a backward reaction, or if a common term is multiplied in the whole reaction. Clear? Now we will move on to, if you want a problem, I can do a problem for you. Okay, we will just do a problem. Write the problem. The problem indicate That is, the following concentrations were obtained for the formation of nitrogen, ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen. Okay, വളരെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള പോയിന്റ് ഞാൻ പറയാൻ പോവാണ്. അതായത് ഒരു പ്രോബ്ലം എങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾ അസസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് നമ്മൾ അതിനെ കൊണ്ടുവരും. പ്രോബ്ലത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത് ഇത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ. The following concentrations were obtained for the formation of ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen at equilibrium at 500 Kelvin. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അത് അവിടെ നിങ്ങൾക്കൊരു ക്ലൂ തരികയാണ്. എന്താണ്? ഫോർമേഷൻ ഓഫ് അമോണിയ ഫ്രം നൈട്രജൻ ആൻഡ് ഹൈഡ്രജൻ. അപ്പോഴേ നിങ്ങൾ എഴുതണം എന്താണ്? അവിടെ ഒരു വെൽ ബാലൻസ്ഡ് ഇക്വേഷൻ എഴുതണം. വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദാറ്റ് വെൽ ബാലൻസ്ഡ് ഇക്വേഷൻ? The well balanced equation is formation of ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen. അപ്പം നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞു ഇക്വിലിബ്രിയം എന്നും പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്, അമോണിയ ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്നു പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട് at 500 Kelvin. That is okay at a particular temperature. നിങ്ങൾ ഇത്രയും എഴുതി കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് you have to balance that equation. കാരണം നിങ്ങൾ ബാലൻസ് ഇത് ചെയ്തില്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ Kc, if you are finding out the Kc without balancing the chemical equation, to find out the Kc, you want the stoichiometric coefficient. And from where you will get the stoichiometric coefficient? Only by balancing the chemical equation, you will get the stoichiometry of that equation. But balance cheyidillenkilo, the full will get wrong. Really? Now the next position is, or the next point is, you have to balance it. Endarana? 3 hydrogen, so 3H2, so N2 is 2, so 2, so 2H3. So this is a well balanced equation. ഈ ഒരു ഇക്വേഷൻ കിട്ടിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാലേ നിങ്ങൾക്കത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. സോ അവിടെയാണ് നിങ്ങളുടെ, അല്ലാതെ വെറുതെ എന്തെങ്കിലും തന്നിട്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും എഴുതിയാൽ പോരാ. ഒരു ഇക്വേഷൻ കേസിന്റെ ഇക്വേഷൻ എഴുതിയിട്ട് സബ്സ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്താൽ അത് തെറ്റിപ്പോകും. കാരണം അവിടെ സ്റ്റോയിച്ചിയോമെട്രി വരുന്നില്ല. ഓക്കെ, then you are given the concentration of nitrogen is given. Okay, concentration of nitrogen is equal to 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 2 molar. Molarity. Molarity means you know. എന്താണ്? മാസ്, നമ്പർ ഓഫ് മോൾസ് ഓഫ് സൊല്യൂട്ട് ഡിവൈഡഡ് ബൈ വോളിയം ഓഫ് ദ സൊല്യൂഷൻ ഇൻ 1 liter. Okay, you know that. Now, second is the concentration of hydrogen is equal to 3 into 10 raised to minus 2 molar, and the concentration of NH3 is equal to 1.2 into 10 raised to minus 2 molar. Then calculate Kc, equilibrium constant. A very simple question, forward question. Okay, that is straight question. It's a straightforward question. Just you apply the formula and do it. ശരിയല്ലേ? പക്ഷേ ഒരൊറ്റ പ്രശ്നമേ ഉള്ളൂ. You have to write the balanced equation and apply the formula. Okay, ആദ്യം ഇക്വേഷൻ ബാലൻസ് ചെയ്തില്ലെങ്കിൽ തെറ്റിപ്പോ. So what is Kc? ആദ്യം Kc എഴുതുക. That is NH3 raised to power 2 divided by concentration of N2 into concentration of H2 the whole raised to 3. Okay, if the stoichiometry was not found, നിങ്ങൾ സ്റ്റോയിച്ചിയോമെട്രി എഴുതിയില്ലായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ ഇവിടെ തെറ്റത്തില്ലേ? ഇത് റേസ്ഡ് സ്ക്വയർ ആണ്, ഇതിന്റെ സ്ക്വയർ ആണ്. സോ ജസ്റ്റ് നൗ പുട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഇൻ ദ ഇക്വേഷൻ. വാട്ട് ഈസ് NH3 concentration? 1.2 into 10 raised to 2 molar. Then what is nitrogen? Is raised to square. Okay, 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 2 raised to 1. And what about hydrogen? 3 into 10 raised to minus 2 molar, the whole cube. Okay, so just do it as a homework. Homework ചെയ്ത് ഇത് raised to ഒക്കെ അറിയാലോ. Okay, you know that. താഴെ നിന്ന് മേളിൽ വരുമ്പോൾ 10 raised to minus 2 എന്താവാം? 10 raised to plus 2. എന്നിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വെട്ടിക്കളയാം. Okay, so just do it, the calculation, and give it to me. Okay, so this is how you go for a calculation or a problem. Correct? Okay, so hope you have understood this. Okay, so next session we will study about the homogeneous equilibria. You have two types of equilibria. One is homogeneous equilibria and other is heterogeneous equilibria. So in the next session we will see the homogeneous equilibria. So till then, thank you.